सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तस्मृतिज्ञानमपोहनं च एकैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम् वाविमौ पुरुषो लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेवमसम्मूढः जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम् स सर्वविद् भजति माम् सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत। इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्यो यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेघया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पीतः श्रुतं मे गोपाय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्तिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ पार्थ उत्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। The Shastras accept 6 means of knowledge. Pratyaksha means that is perceived through sense organs. We can call it direct knowledge through senses. And sense organ based, dependent upon sense organ, there are other 5 means of knowledge. Anumanaha, inference, arthapattihi, anupalabdhihi, upapattihi and shabda. When we say knowledge gained by sense organ, that means by me or by someone else, by today or tomorrow, directly with the sense organ or with the agency of some instrument, whatever. So thus the whole world, all the objects are in a way pratyaksha. Vidita, can be known today or tomorrow. Heaven, etc. is paroksha. Can never be known, nitya paroksha, can never be known through these available sense organs. Available. Now, when you go to heaven, there is a different body and different senses and different objects. That is okay. Now the self, I, Atma, is neither pratyaksha, nitya pratyaksha, nor paroksha. If it is pratyaksha, seen by sense organ, then the question comes, who is a seer? If I is seen, seer cannot be I. Subject and object has to be different. So it is never pratyaksha, nor it is ever paroksha, because it is self-revealing every time. I don't need agency of sense organs to know that I am, I exist, I know my existence is self-revealing. So Atma is called aparoksha. Okay? Nitya aparoksha. Now, the mistake is regarding nitya aparoksha Atma. And so knowledge also should be about aparoksha Atma. Ever available. It is not that it is something to be known hereafter or at some time. It is right there. Even when there is a mistake, it is there. As I said, when Karna takes himself to be Radheya, Kaunteya is right there. The Radheyatvam, being a son of Radha, is superimposed on son of Kunti. Mistake is regarding aparokshatma, and mistake is also aparoksha. So knowledge should be aparoksha. Not understanding this, they make it mystic. Understand how it becomes mystic? They just don't appreciate that Atma is right there now. We are talking about you, the person. That clarity is missing. Now, further, as I said, knowledge with a proper means is immediate. Right there and there, knowledge should take place. Like when you open the eyes, you see the color. When your ears are open, somebody is talking, you hear it. You have no choice in it. Shabda is a pramanam. When a proper adhikari did not listen it, even though prapana vyapara took place, and he or she could not gain knowledge, that's how, because of their own inability or unpreparedness, they did not understand. They construed this word that teaching gives indirect knowledge, and after Shravanam I have to gain direct knowledge. This is all other thing. Moreover, the teaching necessitates handling of the word. There is a sampradaya. There is a methodology of teaching. It will come in the verse number 16 onwards. Anvay Vitireka. And when the teacher doesn't know how to handle the word properly and cannot communicate, then the word came, I give you intellectual knowledge, you have to experience it. This is all confusion. When you say, I am giving you intellectual knowledge and you have to experience, that means Shabda is not Pramana. It is like saying, open the eyes and look at it, what color it is. Now I gave you the knowledge, now you have to experience that is white. That means what? Eyes are not pramanam, you need something else. Not understanding these things, they make it an experiential reality. It is not to be experienced because we are talking about the very experiencer who is available right now. Where is the question of experiencing later? Inability to handle pramanam, this comes. Now we have these examples in Shastra that some of the students who could understand right there and then when the teaching was being taken place, they were Uttamadhikaris, the most qualified person. And some took some time. After the knowledge, they had to do something. We don't call them Madhamadhikaris, but they were ordinary adhikaris. Okay? They needed some repetition, something else to do. That shows what? This is pramanam all right, but not as simple like I open and see it. There is something more is necessary. Okay? Why something more necessary? Preparedness on the part of student is necessary. That becomes a secondary means. Primary means is Shabda, teachings of a teacher who unfolds the Shastra, the one who himself had an exposure to the traditional teaching. That is a fundamental role. Primary means. But then there is a secondary means also, because there are secondary obstacles. The secondary obstacles is Ashuddhi and Chitta Chanchalyam, restlessness of the mind and impurity of the mind. When I say mind, I mean Antakarana. That is secondary. Like even some person needs a surgery and he has a problem because of that. That is a primary thing to be performed. But then secondary obstacle is sugar is very high. He is a diabetic. So the first job becomes to bring down the sugar, then he or she becomes operation worthy. And suppose in spite of that operation, then he may develop complication, then the doctor was wrong. Similarly, anadhikari person listening to Shastra doesn't gain knowledge, then either he or she questions the Pramanya of Vedanta. There are so many scholars in India who say, the Vedantis are useless fellows. They say Brahma Satyam Brahma. What Brahma Satyam? Jagat Satyam. They say I am Atma Brahma. What Atma? Atma Bhagavan is there. All kinds of all philosophies, visions are available. Because the person who looked into Shastra was not qualified, was not ready for it. Didn't have that mind, pure mind. Pure mind means an objective mind. And that did not have certain attitude. As a what's an attitude? That is where Shraddha comes in. Look here. Suppose, just think of this. I tell you, all of you, okay, what do you see in my hand? Tell me. A pot or a clay, correct? You are saying. But I tell you, no, this is not pot. Listen now, I'll do something. And can you see a rose in my hand? Those who are real devotee will say. Like that princess cloth, that story we studied in the school. Listen, suppose if I tell seriously, it is rose. I make face and make serious. Then you may doubt, Swamiji may be knowing magic. But today he has failed. Correct? Correct or not? Yes. And if I still persist, it is rose. Why don't you see it is rose? It is rose. Swamiji, you will question, what did he have in the breakfast? So far he was okay. Why me? Just imagine. Just imagine. Lord Krishna himself comes here. Hopefully. And holds this object. And doesn't use his Maya any which way. And tells you, this is rose. What will you think? You may give him benefit of doubt. Bhagwan lagta hai. Then you will doubt Bhagwan. Because nowadays there are appearance of Bhagwan. He may not be original Krishna. Somebody has come with this peacock feather and looks like Krishna. He is not Krishna. Krishna cannot talk like this. Means what? Listen. You did not surrender to what Krishna said. You surrendered to your eyes. Correct? You trust your eyes. You said, you thought my eyes cannot be wrong. Maximum you will ask the neighbor, hey, you see rose? Krishna is there. Do you see rose? I don't see. The fellow will, the other person will make face. I don't. And then next, the second person will ask, I think this is not original Krishna, some garbad is there. Means what? What do you trust? Eyes. You doubt my statement because eyes are pramana. Correct? That is the means of knowledge. You surrender to your eyes. Similarly, when I say Shastra is a pramanam, that means what? When people did not understand, they started questioning the Brahman. They should have questioned the student's qualification. Shraddha means what? Okay, this must be right. Not is right. What? Must be right. In which way? Very beautiful dialogue is there in Bhagavad Gita. That's an attitude. In the 4th chapter, some of you, I'm sure, must be knowing this. Lord Krishna suddenly tells, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan hamavyam. this wisdom that I gave you, I had given to son. And the son in turn gave to Ikshvaku, or Manu. Manu gave to Ikshvaku, and like this a tradition has been coming down. He suddenly said, now just think of this, okay, you have to visualize. Because we have been studying Gita and we have been listening classes and we are born and brought up, we think Krishna is Bhagavan. But think, he was a contemporary to Arjuna. And to Arjuna he was brother-in-law. Because he married his sister. He was more of a friend, almost. Mitta Sakha. He tells, Krishna himself tells to Arjuna, you are my friend. And when a friend suddenly tells, I have told this to son. And son told to Manu. Manu means the first, our Hindu Adam, okay? Manu means the Adam. He told to Manu, and Manu told to Ikshvaku, and from that, Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavo Rama. Rama was born in that lineage. And then I am telling you now, same thing. Arjuna could have said, as a friend, hey, come on, what are you talking here? Had something or what? He could have said, come on, don't tell lies. What he says? Katham etad vijaniyam tvamadau proktavani. He says, oh, Krishna, you said that you told to Aditya, son, yes. Then Aditya was there at the beginning of the creation, and you are born Adhuna, right now, few months, my contemporary. Gokulashtami is your birthday. Janmashtami is your birthday. Son was there at the beginning of creation, and you are now recently born. How could you have told this? He didn't say that. How can I understand that you could have told? Understand the difference? Katham aham vijaniyam. How can I know that you told? That means what? I trust you are right. But let me see the righteousness or propriety of your sentence. That you are right, that is andhashraddha, blind. That you are wrong, that is ashraddha. But you must be right. But I will not gulp it down. Let me see how it is right. Katham aham vijaniya. Since you said, you must be talking in senses. You must be meaning it and you must be right. But when you say it so, please explain how could you have told him. That shows two things. His openness or readiness to understand and his trust. Yes, you must be right. But let me see how you are right. That means that is called surrendering to pramana. He did not question Lord Krishna, what are you talking? But he questioned his own understanding. That is called Shraddha. You see, Pramanya Buddhi means Shraddha. Shraddha means I accept this must be right. I need to see, I need to think in a way where I can see the truth behind these statements. Similarly, when it is told, Jagan Mithya Brahma, these Vedantis are talking. That means what? You are surrendering to your will, not to Shastra. Not to Pramanam. There is a lack of Shraddha. So, rather than questioning the qualification of a student when it is not understood, they thought it is direct, indirect and mystic and experience. Understand? This is Pramanam all right, but it requires a secondary obstacles to be dealt with. Therefore, Lord Krishna says, Yatantopi, even though they are striving, na anupashyanti, they do not see as told by Shastra. Why? Akritatmanaha achetasaha. Akritatmanaha means Those whose antakaranam is not pure, pure in a sense, those who do not have relative freedom from likes and dislikes, those who do not have objectivity in their life, that is akritatmanaha, akritam, ashuddham, atma antakaranam, ashuddha antakaranaha, asamskrit antakaranaha, na pashyanti. And second word he says, achetasaha, means those who do not have relative control, relative sense control, sense withdrawal, they also do not see. Thus, secondary obstacle has to be dealt with first. That is where karma yoga and upasana becomes necessary. Though we may not see its benefit immediately, its usefulness immediately, but then our own experience, that listening to Swamiji again, then we feel, this time Swamiji talked better. And that is, the same thing is told. Only thing is, in that course of time, because of seva, because of proper attitude and certain upasanas, japa, tapa, etc., I gain relative purity. I gain relative concentration. And thereby I could understand it better. But then, Shastra is pramana. This again, little repetition, I know, but this is necessary so that we develop proper attitude towards Shastra and we develop proper attitude towards ourselves. If I do not understand, it means if I am not able to gain the fruits of it, even if I understand cognitively, but I don't see that sukham, joy in my life, that shows there is some problem with my antakaranam. I have to address myself. Go back to yoga. That is, yoga means karma yoga, bhakti, etc. Now, having told this, he again explains what he says when he told Urdhva Moola Madashakam. I am that Urdhva Moola. Now that Moolasya Paramatmanaha Vibhutayaha Varnyante. Now he is showing his own glories. That I am the root. From the root only the tree has come. No, the root itself is the tree. Here there is a difference. Generally the root is different, tree is different. The root itself appears as a tree, and so he says, look, this is how I am. And ultimately brings down us to tell us that you are the tree and you are the root, not different from me. So he tells his glory that when we say God is all pervasive, Ishvaraha Sarvatmatvam is told now in these 4 verses. And when he said, what he said, that padam, natad bhasayate suryaha, that padam no light can illumine, and that padam having gained which there is no return, and that swarupa not knowing that padam, there is a jivatvam, that padam is you, not to go anywhere. It is explained in next 4 verses. Look at verse number 12. Yadadityagatam tejaha jagadbhasayate khilam yachandramasi yachagnav tattejo viddhi mamakam yadadityagatam tejo jagadbhasayate khilam yachandramasi yachagnav tattejo viddhi mamakam. So tejaha means brilliance or light or effulgence. Adityagatam tejaha. that which is the light of the sun, by which akhilam jagat bhasayate, the whole world is illumined, and that light which is there in Chandramasi, in Chandrama, moon, that which is there in fire, Agnihi, tat tejaha, that light effulgence belongs to me. Now, Aditya Gatam. Aditya Gatam means not that which is there in the sun. The brilliance of the light obtaining as sun. Okay? Aditya Gatam means the light or brilliance which obtains now as sun. The light which obtains as moon, or brilliance that obtains as moon, the brilliance that obtains as fire, that is Mamakam. Mamakam means mine. This mine means what? That is Mama Swarupam. That is my nature. In other words, I am the brilliance that is obtaining as sun. I am the brilliance that is obtaining as moon. I am the brilliance that is obtaining as fire in the world. By which Akhilam Jagat Bhasayat. Akhilam Jagat means whatever that is there in this world. Whatever it is and wherever it is. Whatever or wherever there is an illumination, it is because of me. That is because of me. I am the all the brilliance. In other words, the brilliance of all the illuminaries, including all stars and galaxies and etc., belongs to me. So both ways we can look at this. Lord Himself manifest as Aditya. So, and or Devata Rupa also. The Aditya Upadi Gatam Tejaha is also of the Lord. So that here you will find in this culture we worship sun because it is Sakshat Narayana, Sakshat Vishnu. And those who are doing Sandhya Vandanam will know. In Sandhya Vandanam there is last mantra, Deya Sada Savitru Madhya Mandalavarti Narayana Sarasijasana Sannavishtaha Keyuravan Makara Kundala Kiriti Hari Hiranmaya Vapu Dhruta Shanka Chakra. Shanka Chakra Dhrutaha Vishnu Eva Aditya Rupena Vardate. The sun is nothing but the manifestation of Vishnu. That is what they worship. Continues further. Next verse. He is just telling the glories of himself. Gama Vishyacha Bhutani Dharyamyaha Mojasa Pushnami Chaushadhis Sarvaha Somo Bhutva Rasatmakaha Gama Vishyacha Bhutani Dharayamyaha Mojasa Pushnami Chaushadhis Sarvaha Somo Bhutva Rasatmakaha. Gam means Prithvi, earth. Gam Avishya. Avishya means entering. Having entered, Avishya means having entered the earth. Aham Bhutani Dharayami. Dharayami means I sustain. Bhutani means being. How? Ojasa, with my own strength, with my own balam. Having entered into earth, I sustain all the beings because of my special strength. We'll see what he means. Then, Ushnamicha Aushadhihi Sarvaha. I nourish all the vegetation. Aushadhihi means vegetations. Pushnami means nourish. Sarvaha means all. All the vegetations I nourish. How? As a somo bhutva rasatmakaha. I am having become, bhutva means having become somaha. Having become the soma in the form of their essence. I nourish all the vegetation. Now look at this. Lord says, here he says there is a twofold vibhuti, twofold samarthyam. One, first to prithvehe dharanam, he holds the earth. And secondly, bhutanam poshanam, he sustains the beings all on the earth, both. It is not that he has really entered into earth. He says, this earth which is there, look at the bhashya and look at the beauty or the wisdom, the knowledge that we have. Shankaracharya writes, Yena gurvi prithvi na adhav patati. Such a huge mass of earth doesn't fall down. So even Shankaracharya knew it is hanging in 3 dimensions in space. Gaha, Prithvi is hanging in space. It doesn't move away from its own place. There is some force working to keep it at a proper place. In a modern language we say the gravitational force of the sun and the earth. That is, Lord says, I am that force by which the earth is held together. Another meaning also he gives, nacha vidiryate. The earth does not disintegrate. Like it could have disintegrated. It is made of a particle, sand, earth. It doesn't disintegrate. I am holding it together as a one mass, because of which living is possible on the earth. That is my balam. Another day I told you, what a balam. Exactly at the same distance from a sun. Exactly the same gravitational force of the sun and Prithvi is so balanced that it doesn't move at all. They say, if little less gravitational or little more gravitation here, we wouldn't have survived on earth. In what an engineering precision. No error. Our power fluctuates. Therefore they write 230-240 volts. Simple thing keeps changing, and that he keeps. That is balam. That is the strength of the Lord. And as I said, adaha napatati, it doesn't change its own place. It doesn't go away from the place, either further from the sun nor closer to sun. That is my balam. And it doesn't get disintegrated. And the beauty is that gravitational force is equal in all directions. When it moves this way, day, night, and suppose force was little less, how evenly kept, how precisely kept and how evenly kept. Had it been little error somewhere here, this part would have been sucked by the sun or it would have gone away. That is my balam. I am holding it, the earth in the galaxy. Not only this, there is mantra in Taittiriya Samhita. They say, Yena, not only Prithvi, Dyava Prithivyo Vidrute Tishtakaha. As if somebody is holding them at a proper place. Heaven and hell and everything is held together, held at a proper place in the galaxy scheme. That is the balam of the Lord. Yasya balena. As if literally lifting it and keeping it aside properly. Some unseen hands keeps it that way. That is my balam. And what kind of balam? Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Kama Raga Varjitam balam. I have no axe to grind in holding the Prithvi there. I am doing it for jivas, so that they can survive over there. And what do? Pushnami chaushadhi sarvaha somo bhutva rasatmakaha. The somaha means chandrama also. Somaha means essence. Soma means step. So many meanings. Value, part, sap is somaha. So he says, here the word rasatmaka is used. So that means soma means essence. I am the reservoir, essence of all types of nourishments in a liquid form. So every fruit, every vegetable has its own nourishing capacity, its own nourishing contents. That Lord says, the nourishment and the taste in any vegetation belongs to me. I am the one as the nourishment. And since he is a Prithvi, he is the earth. He is as the earth. I am holding everybody on the earth. The Prithvi is Gandhavati, the smell in the fruit. Every fruit has a different smell. Every vegetable has a different smell. Every flower has a different smell. That basic smell comes from earth. Gandhavati Prithvi. That smell also I am. The sap which nourishes the whole thing, because of which there is nourishment available, that also I am. And the taste also I am. The thing, rasatmakaha. Certain things may be very tasteful, but not nourishing, like noodles, etc. And certain things may be tasteless, but very nourishing, like Ayurvedic medicine, some of them. But then he says, I am both. One gives nourishment, one who gives taste, and you can add, since he is earth in the form of earth, I am the smell also. To sustain bhutas, all jivatmas, the basic desire is hunger, and that, what a chef he is, On his kitchen, all delicacies beginning from pig onwards to human being is available. Everything is available. And then delicacies he creates under the sea also. Those fish eat some things in the sea, All I create. I am that sap, nourishing sap. Then further he continues. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvidham Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. Bhutva means having become. Vaishvanaraha, then it's a name of the fire. Generally, the word Vaishvanaraha is used for Hiranyagarbha, sometimes in Shastra or Virat. But here, he clearly mentions which Vaishvanaraha? Praninam Deham Ashritaha. Abiding, Ashritaha means abiding in the Deha, means in the body, means obtaining in the bodies of all animals, living beings, species. So, I am the digestive fire available in the stomach, Vaishvanara Agni, in all living beings. And what do? He says, endowed with prana and apana. Pranapana samayuktaha. Samayuktaha, samyak yuktaha. Endowed with this prana and apana vayu, chaturvidham annam pachami aham. I cook the fourfold. Cook in a sense, digest. I digest fourfold food. Okay. Listen. There is a fire in the stomach. Why fire? The cooked food which we eat has to be converted into deha. Has to be converted into some nourishment which is necessary for different limbs. So annam is converted into body. Therefore body is called annamaya koshaha. Because what does the Lord do? He separates this Jatragni, processes out, separates the ingredients which are necessary and which are unnecessary also. Therefore ejection is possible. So both the things, that separation of necessary ingredients and separation from the food of unnecessary ingredients, and being endowed with pranapana. Why he says pranapana? Having separated doesn't keep in stomach. It reaches out to necessary limbs. Whatever the body needs, the same khichdi, dosa, idli, chapati, it goes to head. It goes to ears and eyes. I sometimes wonder, what a processing house. Generally in any processing house, you put one kind of raw material and you get one kind of product. Here, raw material is only one kind, product is variety. Same chapati, you put it, whatever you eat, chapati, sabji, dal and rasam and sambar, you dump in. It is just throwing into process house. Conversion into blood and each organ. I wonder when you go to doctor, when eyes are weak, they prescribe different medicine. When the ears are weak, they prescribe something different, vitamin type of thing for the ear. When there is some problem with the throat, then they give something different. But everything is extracted out of roti. And the dal and sambar. What a processing house. Same food. And depending upon the size he extracts, person size. So, extra large, double large, he does it and nourishes, takes care of the whole thing. He says, I am that fire. Who takes care of? Chaturvidham annam. They say, food is fourfold. Actually, food is not fourfold. Method of eating is fourfold. Method of putting inside is fourfold. So implying that food is fourfold. What are the fourfold foods? They say bhojyam, bhakshyam, choshyam, lehyam. Bhojyam, bhakshyam. Bhojyam is that which is drunk. Bhakshyam, that which is masticated. Then choshyam, that which is sucked. And lehyam, that which is licked. Drunk means water and all juices we drink. That is one category of food, like coconut water or orange juice, and you have a lot of coffee, tea, that is bhojyam. Bhakshyam means chapati, onwards, khichdi, sambar, etc. that is eaten, chewed. Then comes choshyam, some things are sucked. You do not drink it, you have to suck it out of it. With a straw what we do. So many things we suck and eat. And last is lehyam, licking, honey, etc. You lick it. This only human being has a capacity to eat in fourfold way. Okay? Animals do not have. Those we used to study the stories, of a clever crow. Poor crow was thirsty and he saw a jar of water, but he could not reach it. Crow was very clever, that he picked up pebbles one by one and dumped into. I'm sure all of you must have studied. Even Japan, you have this? Oh, good. Japan also has this story. No, nice, interesting. In Europe, is it the story there? Yes, you have. Oh, good. This is universal. See? This story. Then crow put the pebbles, and then the water level came up and crow drank. That's a clever crow. You know, when I do these workshops and something for students, university students, some of them are my friends. So one student sent this and told, crows did like this in your generation, Swamiji. Modern crow took a straw and sucked it. 21st generation crow. That's a cleverness, because straws are available. Those days the straws were not available. He just made up 2 pictures he showed. First he sent the picture through WhatsApp, crows belonging to your generation. So that was his addition, he wrote that. And now 21st generation crow picked up, he saw that and picked up the straw and then animals don't know. Therefore you will find these dogs and all, when they drink water, they keep doing, with their tongue. So whatever tongue gets wet, that much only they get. That is why it is papi. There is no santosha, satisfaction of drinking. Think of it, you have to drink like you won't feel satisfied. You just can't feel satisfied drinking water. Forget about water, coffee. How will you drink hot coffee? That's a big problem. Whether it is Starbucks or Tim Hortons, it won't work with you. This is the grace. You don't need to go anywhere to see the grace. He says, Chaturvidham annam pachami. And he says, Pranina. Listen this word. Praninam, that means Prani Shabda is there in a Pranavatam. Pranavata means, prana means jiva dharana, those who are alive creatures. So not only in human being, there is a jatragni in the snake also. It does different processing. There is a jatragni in dogs and cows and buffaloes and fish as well. So he says, Il Pranavata means all living animals, alive. I remain there and do pachami. Pachami means I not digest, I convert the food into that particular body. Conversion takes place. The food that human being eats is converted into human limbs. The food that animal eats is converted into that particular animal's needs accordingly. If a monkey eats the same food, it will help, I am sure. That is my guess, I don't know. It must be helping his hands to be strong, because he has to jump all along, It will process the food more to make hands more nourishing. He doesn't require much in the brain, So he makes sure what the respective animal require, I pass it on. So this is the verse Pujya Swamiji quoted on the very first day when he gave the blessings. And this he said, why? Because in the previous verse he said, Gama vishcha bhutani dharayamyaha mojasa ushnamicha aushadhi sarvaha somo bhutva prasatma. That means what? Lord is the annam. The food is Bhagavan. Then someone may say, I eat Bhagavan daily. I am eating. So Bhagavan says, the eaten is I and eater is also I. I don't know, you heard the joke. He has a very beautiful joke. Listen, it's good to answer. He said, this fellow, this poor Hindu, was waiting on a railway platform and he sat on a bench. Train was to come. And some Muslim fellow was sitting. And fellow was frowning and looking at him as though he is unwanted. And he was straight for some typical dharmic fellow, sat quiet, but felt very uncomfortable by his look. So to make himself comfortable, he thought, let me develop some acquaintance with him. Then he says, Namaskar, Salam, Khan Sahab. They say, Khan Sahab. He said, Salam. He shouted. He says, what is your name, sir? This fellow says, Tuze Khan. My name is eating you. Tuze means you. Khan means I eat. That is also it. I am eater of you. And then this fellow stared at him and asked him, and you? That is the phalam of bhakti. This fellow was a great bhakta. It clicked. He says, Khan Sahib says, Jahan Khan. I eat the whole world. This fellow says, Tuze Khan. I eat you only. You may be eater of the world. I am your eater. So when you think I am eating everything, Bhagavan says, I am the eater. Okay? So that is where there is no I. That is why when we eat food, we chant Brahma Arpanam Brahma Vihi. For us, eating food is one kind of yajna. You are offering unto the fire of Agni, Vishwanara. That is God Himself. He says, I am that. And lastly he concludes, I think we'll see it in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om